Twitter. How many people tweet? Okay, so if you're twittering now, and you put hash sign, the number sign, dkeats_talk in whatever you post, you'll see it just now in my presentation. So Twitter is another one. It's a microblogging service, and you basically post 140 characters or less, saying what you're doing now or something that other people might find interesting. So the other day when I last posted, or not the other day, but yeah, a little while ago when I posted last, I was working on this talk, and it was the day that Jamie had his first song on the rap song on the radio. So there you go. That's another interesting site because you can connect it to almost anything. And again, you will see that if you want to, for example, post to Twitter from your blog on a Chisimba site, such as the social content site, you can do so. You can also display Twitter post results in a page. You could ask students, for example, to to do some activity, and at the end of the activity they post a little note on Twitter, and it just makes them feel more socially connected through the technology. YouTube. How many people know YouTube? How many people have used videos from YouTube? Cool. How many people have videos on YouTube? Excellent. Hey, you guys are ahead of the game, I tell you. You're way ahead of the game. This is my YouTube page. I was very fortunate last year to get Richard Branson to introduce one of the speakers at a conference. So all the videos from that conference are up there on YouTube, and we can use them as resources. And then, of course, there's the infamous or famous Mixit. How many people know Mixit? I saw a poster on the signpost as I was driving here about somebody who had committed suicide over something about Mixit. It's a bizarre kind of love it, hate it kind of technology, but the kids all use it. Some of my kids are at the moment probably Mixiting me, and again you will see it in the presentation just now. And so that's Mixit. It has some potential. So one of the things that has happened as a consequence of all of these technologies arriving on the scene is there's been a kind of technology society co-evolution. That our societies have changed in ways that we wouldn't have imagined possible even 5-6 years ago. And we've become much more global. The social networking technologies enable us to reconnect with people we probably haven't heard from in years. I recently got a message from somebody that I went to high school with, and I don't want to tell you how long it's been since I've been in high school, via Facebook, and we're now back in touch with one another, and we kind of caught up on each other's lives, which is kind of interesting. But there's also the educational aspect of it, and so I personally have learned a hell of a lot by making use of these technologies and by connecting with people with common interests, with interest in educational technology through these social networking technologies. And so there is this kind of co-evolution of technology in society. As we understand the technologies better, we learn to use them better, the technologies evolve as a consequence of that, our behavior evolves as a consequence of that. The educator's fantasy. I just love reading text on my computer so much. Now, this is what a lot of people think of when they think of using this kind of technology for education. Certainly in universities. I haven't had much experience in schools recently, but I've had a lot of experience in universities, and the majority of people think of computers as a replacement for text-based textbooks and not much else. And that is total fantasy. So now, why did I use the metaphor of rap and remix? Well, there's a couple of things. One is that the actual rap itself can be used in education. I made a blog post the other day, rap as an assignment type in education. And I used the example of the Large Hadron Collider rap. I don't know if anybody's seen this. Have you seen it? It's brilliant. It went up on YouTube a few days before the Large Hadron Collider was launched. And in like 4 days, it got over 2 million views. And it's absolutely fantastic. How many people know Mr. Dewey? Mr. Dewey is a teacher who does rap for teaching math and science, and he's really good. Is excellent. So he has this educational rap site, and there is a Mr. Dewey fan club even, and I see that there's even a movement to bring Mr. Dewey to Cape Town. So there you go. There's rap as an educational assignment type possibility. Let me see where it is now. Okay, so for those who haven't seen the Large Hadron Collider rap, now imagine if a student, if a learner did that as an assignment. It would be pretty awesome, because first of all, they'd have to understand how to use technology. Secondly, they'd have to understand the subject, because you can't rap about something if you don't understand it. That much I can guarantee you. And to be able to put all of that together and make it into something meaningful, it would mean an enormous amount of learning had taken place. So that's why I kind of I started off thinking about it as just the medium itself of rap, as having some potential to be used in education. While we are on this page, let's see if anybody's made mention of Lee Keith's talk. You can see that there's yours might not come up immediately because it's cached locally. So you can see that somebody is made mention of it. At least there's a couple of people that have posted empty messages mostly because I asked them to, so that it could come up here. And so this is actually not coming up inside of Twitter, but is actually a search that is running as a little plug-in that I can cut and paste into my content site using these tools. So that's social content school. I keep calling it social content for schools. Social content for schools site has all of this technology built into it, and you can use these kinds of things to make connections between these social networking technologies and the social environment and the learning environment of the school. Now let's find Mr. Dewey. I think Mr. Dewey is also worth a second or two. Okay. So he's teaching about fractions. So, teachers, there's your chance. He doesn't want to shut up. I can't get him to shut up. Okay, so that's Mr. Dewey and Mr. Dewey's rap.